we trim the tree. How much fun it's gonna be for you and me. This Christmas, the fireside is blazing bright. And we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. Shake a hand, shake a hand, Take it away.
Presents and cards are here. The world is filled with cheer and you. This Christmas, and as I look around, your eyes they shine so bright, they do. This Christmas, fireside is blazing bright, yeah. And we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me. The fireside is blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be.
Whoop, just hurry and grab him. And it's like, he already knows that's the youngest one. He better come and grab his before everybody else gets it, and then he gets nothing. So it's kind of funny little things like that you pick up on.
Sorry, welcome in. We already started before the show started. We're having a conversation with my guest and good friend. I want to make sure, look, I grew up in East LA, in Compton, California. I know a little bit of Spanish. Let me see if I got your last name right. Apologies if I butcher it. Carlos Ojeda.
Nailed it.
Nailed it? Is it right?
Yep.
Okay.
You got it.
All right. That's our guest for today. Before we go any further, we want to thank some of our partners that help us keep this thing afloat. The Plug, located in Valley Fair Mall and Southtown Mall. If you're shopping online, $75. You'll get free shipping. On the 13th, which is this Saturday, we will be representing the Plug at Devotion Championship Wrestling. We'll have a vendor booth there, and I will be making my return to the ring as a announcer. I'm not going to wrestle. Those guys hit for real, man.
Oh, come on, don't be scared, man.
Do you think wrestling's fake? Don't say it. Don't answer it. Don't answer it. We got friends over there. Yeah. If you guys can body slam Carlos. No, just kidding. But that's on the 13th. Also want to thank Salt Lake Mitsubishi. That's where Carlos comes in. He's our partner. He gave us this 2025 Cross Eclipse to drive around. It's like riding on a cloud. I'm telling you. It is $10,000. What? 10,000 mile warranty, right? Mitsubishi.
10-year, 100,000.
10-year, 100,000. Wow, look at me. I've been saying the wrong stuff. We got to get my information right before they take the car back. Anyway, 3734 South State Street. They are pillars in the community. If you haven't heard about Salt Lake Mitsubishi, they're sponsoring the 801 Takeoff happening on December 13th with DJ Lamb. And then on December 20th, we're going to have a Santa Picture Day and food drive at 3734 South State Street with Salt Lake Mitsubishi. A lot of activities, a lot of things happening. It's turning into a community center. If you know, you know. What's the website for the dealership, Carlos?
Salt Lake Mitsubishi.
SaltLakeMitsubishi.com. Look, thank you so much for joining us. I explained a little bit before we came on. I've been part of the Utah media landscape for the last 20-something years, and part of this long-format podcast conversation is to give people like you in the community their flowers. You don't want the publicity. You didn't ask to be on. I begged you to come on, so this is my fault. But you're doing some really cool things that, and this is not throwing shade on any other dealerships. I think you're a trendsetter. You're turning your business into a community draw where they can come and feel safe after they've gone to work, after they've picked their kids up from school. Things like trunk or treats, food drives, just having fun. And you know, you are a business. So I would love to talk about a lot of the things that are happening, but I want to go all the way back. If you wouldn't mind, Carlos, telling us a little bit about your background, like if you were a superhero, if you were a Marvel superhero, what would your origin story be? Tell us a little bit about early Carlos.
Well, back in 1702.
See? Wow, you're going all the way from the ancestors. Wow.
No, man. So it's really kind of starting. I mean, I grew up in West Valley, right? So just kind of
West Valley boy, okay.
West Valley boy, man.
Okay.
Trying to just learn my way around and trying to how to be an adult. Join the Marine Corps, right out of high school. I was 17. My mom had to sign off on it. I still feel bad for that, but anyway. so came back and I was like, all right, well, now what do I do? So I was like, well, I don't know. Tried a few different things and just kind of had to stumble my way through a few different things and ended up finding a little bit of a knack in the dealership side of things. And so just figured out that I really learned that I like to talk to people, that I like to connect with people, and like, all right, and really how I can accomplish what benefited me from my work was solving their problems, right? And just kind of taking that personal aspect into it and say, hey, well, what do you need? Like, what? I see you need this, that. Like, this is what I can do to try to solve your problems. And so that became really pretty good for me. So it got to the point where I'd get a lot of referrals and kind of going that way. So that kind of is what got me into the industry and to the point where I'm at now. But growing up, there's some good times, some bad times.
Where'd you go to high school?
Hunter High.
Oh, Wolverines,
man.
Wolverine. Okay. Did you play ball? What was your were you in, student government?
No, man. I tried to play ball a little bit, man, but there was a lot of dudes,
polys?
a lot of polys there. They were a lot quicker, a lot bigger than me. Than
Man, Asiata, is it those guys?
Yep, those are the dudes, man.
No, those are big dudes, man. I know. I don't like playing against them. Yes, they're very big.
So it was fun. I got to practice. Let's put it that way.
Well, now they come to you for cars. Y'all better come to Carlos and get your cars. After high school, you said you went to the Marines. Did a lot of that stuff, did you develop a lot of that stuff because you were with strangers, right? You have to make new friends. Did that transfer over? Was that something you took into the car industry?
A little bit, yeah. So now creating the teams and stuff that I work with, I don't want to say work for me, like work with me, is kind of like, hey, well, these dudes are in the trenches with me. These guys are the ones that are here kind of battling certain things out, right? So you kind of take a little bit of that culture into it. It's a little bit different. Yeah, a little bit.
It kind of feels like a movie. I'm going to tell you right now, the way you're talking about it is like you guys all went to the Marine Corps. He didn't say that. This is my mind, that y'all went to the Marine Corps. Y'all came out, formed this car dealership, but at any moment, I feel like the government could call you guys. And you guys, who has a friend named Chatterbox? That is a military name, man. If that's not a military name, I don't know what is, man. But it explains everything. I see the way things are run there. It's all like Mitsubishi. It does have a military kind of precision. So whatever you guys learned, it definitely shows the orderly and the organized side of things. So I do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that.
Yes, man. So one of the things touching on that, so we try to put that culture in where it's like, hey, look, this is what our processes are to make sure all the rules are followed, all this stuff. But we know what it is. It's handled. We don't get bogged down with that, and we can focus on the person.
It's a people business.
It's exactly what it is. So
it's a people business.
It's not that we want their business. We need their business. We want to help them. We want to earn their business, but not just for that transaction, man. I want you guys to come back again later, and I want you to send your friends, your family, and it's just like, look, you want to know somebody that you can trust, go see these guys. Doesn't really matter who you talk to, but these are my people here. Yeah. You'll see what I mean when you get there.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of why we like to do this stuff as well. I figure if the audience can get to know you and you're at the top, they're like, well, he sounds like a trustworthy guy. Let me go just check him out. Everybody else underneath him should follow suit. If you wouldn't mind, I got to ask you about, just because we're talking about cars, what was your dream car? Growing up, did you have a dream car growing up?
I did. I don't know what kind of truck it was, but it was a big lifted truck with these chrome wheels that I had it as a toy when I was a little kid. That thing that just stuck out in my mind, and then I didn't end up buying it. We actually built it at one of the stores that I was at, and had put the wheels on it, put the rack, put like the lights, the stickers, everything on it. And I was like, man, yeah, I'm not gonna buy it though, but I like that one. That's it right there.
Yeah. All right. But your dream car versus your first car. What was your first car you ever bought?
It was a 4Runner. Yeah, it was a 4Runner. It was a Toyota 4Runner. I lived in it, had some fun with it, four-wheeled that thing until I broke it. So probably wasn't the most responsible with that thing, but sorry, Mom. But yeah, no, that was
Okay.
that was a good
See,
time.
again, we're just trying to get to know you. Again, I'm trying to build this trust with the audience there. Again, moving on, electric versus gas for you personally, and then where are we at in the industry with gas versus electric? But first off, gas versus electric.
Yeah, man. EV, they're cool cars. There's some good things to them, but every time and it's probably just because I'm not used to them. Like I'll get in it and I'm like, wait, is it even on? Like, what am I doing? Like, how do you open the door?
It's so quiet.
Yeah, like there's times I walk up. Well, I know them now, but I'd go up to like the Teslas and I'm like, how do you open this thing?
Me too. I felt like I don't want people to look at me like I don't know how to open the Tesla.
Yeah, so I walk around. I was like, I changed my mind, guys. I don't want to drive this one.
Yeah. Well, at least you left. I was over there talking to it. I was like, door open. Door open. No, it's
No. And like, how do I turn it off? And like, oh, you just walk away and lock it. I'm like,
Jeez, that's so scary.
yeah, like, I don't know if you've seen like the Tesla keys, but they just look like a credit card.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, well, what if I want to like lock it? Like, there's no buttons. I'm just
walk
not used
away.
to them. Yeah. But there's some cool things to them.
Not that cool. My opinion. Okay. Now that we've talked about your with your personal feelings with electric versus gas, where are we as an industry right now in the car industry? Are we going more towards electric? Are we trying to go hybrid? If you wouldn't mind, give a state of
Man, I could talk to you about this for like an hour.
please.
There's a lot of things going on with it. So there was obviously a big push to go in electric because manufacturers had to get certain standards that they needed to meet. So they're pushing hard to that, pushing hard for that. So one of the things that they needed to do to get to those gas miles per gallon was going electric or a hybrid or some sort of sense like that, because going gas was going to be pretty difficult for them to do.
Yeah.
That. So they're putting a lot of infrastructure and research, everything else to build these cars out, but it's expensive. The infrastructure is not really there to be able to charge the cars, all those things. So they had what it really did is it made the gas cars a little bit more expensive. They tried to improve those a little bit. They did improve over the last few years, but it kind of put a strain on both of them. So there's some changes coming down the road. I think there's some stuff that just kind of got passed that's going to move that along a little bit more. So it's going to go, I think, a little bit more gas-friendly type vehicles. There's a lot of movement still going to EVs, so I don't think that's going to go away. I think it'll end up being more of a 50-50, but then that way the consumer can have more of, hey, you know what? I like this. I like the electric just works better for me. Cool. Well, no, the gas just works better for me because I need this. I need the towing power. I just don't want to stress out about not having to charge and running out of gas. You can fill up your gas tank. We were talking about how you fill up your charge. If you're stuck on the side of the road on your way to Vegas, you just can't do it, right? So there's hybrid, I think, might be like the happy medium.
Yeah.
And there's some really, really, really cool vehicles that are in that. So like one of Mitsubishi's vehicles, the Outlander PHEV. So, and I've heard some crazy stories on them. So I've heard people get 12 to 1,400 miles before they have to refill their gas tank again.
What?
Yeah, so I'm like, that's what I'm like, what, how? And it's
Come
like, well,
on,
I drive it here, I
man.
come home, I plug it in, and then I drive to work. By the time I'm actually running out of gas because I didn't need to do it, it's like I drove 1,400 miles, and I'm like, that is insane. I'm like, well, like that makes sense. I'm like, I thought you were drove 1,400 miles straight.
That's a lot of miles. It leads me to this question, and I don't know if it is happening. That's why I'm really asking it. Are there still companies out there trying to figure out how to make engines more efficient? Okay, the thing that comes to my mind is the Dukes of Hazzard. Do you remember that show? Uncle Jesse used moonshine to power his gas engine. He created
ethanol, yeah,
but that's why I bring that question up. Are we still actively trying to find cold fusion? Are we trying to find this kind of stuff to power engines, or are we trying to make a good hybrid still?
Yes.
Come on, man. I've been asking you about flying cars.
And I told you there's flying cars, man. And I told you you've been watching too much Back to the Future with that flying DeLorean. So, yes, like this just gets kind of a silly answer, but that's the truth of it, right? So they're trying to get better electric vehicles, how they can get more charge, have more mileage out of their batteries.
Yeah.
But because of that, they did loosen up a little bit at the charge on trying to improve the gas cars. That's changing. So that's where it's like, it'll be interesting to see kind of what happens in the next few years. So you had a big push from like Ford, GMC, some of those big players that it's like, hey, look, we're trying to get these, but we don't know if we're going to make the mandates and the dates that we're supposed to be doing. It's like, so they're going to be able to go back to that and actually improve these vehicles. So the cool thing about doing that, it's like a lot of the vehicles here in the U.S. I mean, you got a lot of these really high gas mileage vehicles and some of these electrical vehicles outside of the U.S., like in Europe and those type areas. Here's the downside to those: they don't have the size to them, so the safety features and all that stuff, they're not existent like they are here.
Wow.
So our safety features, our quality vehicles are a lot better. So if we can get that and figure out how to get better improved gas mileage or EV mileage, they're just going to crush it. So it'll be interesting to see. There's a lot of cool things coming. We don't know exactly all that's coming. I do know Mitsubishi's coming out with a line of 7 new cars in the next few years. Some of that's going to be the electric, the hybrids, better powered gas mileage vehicles too. So it's
this is nothing with Mitsubishi, but because they do have electric cars, I would love to see Mitsubishi come out with a better home charge system. I know it has to do with the power and all that, but there's got to. If anybody can figure it out, y'all can figure it out.
You know what? The reality is they probably have it.
It's not ready for the public.
No, well, like with the Tesla, you got to have like an adapter to be able to plug it in at home.
Yes.
These ones with the PHEVs, Outlanders, it's already there. You don't need an adapter. You can just plug it into the wall. Yeah, like you're already there. So there are some converters and stuff that they'll be able to integrate into them, so that way you get better charges faster.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is a great conversation. It's very interesting. I want to take a break, but I want to set up what we're going to talk about. So this is one thing I do want to ask you about: self-driving vehicles. Okay, what is the technology behind that? I know Tesla's been the kind of the main focus of that, but we'll take a break, and we're going to be listening to Will 84. He's one of our local artists. Enjoy the music video. We'll be right back. Again, 3734 South State Street, Salt Lake, Mitsubishi. 801 takeoff, Santa's Picture Day on the 20th. All right, we'll be right back.
Nothing more beautiful than you. Hey, little woman, you're something special. One in a million, so rare and precious. If there's something up on your mind, baby, we'll be fine. You're perfect for me. Baby, you're the sound to my melody. I need you in the air I breathe. If this ain't the truth, then I don't know what is. You make it look easy without trying. Nothing's more beautiful than
AI video? I'm like, that's AI video? Hi, welcome back to Budah's Lounge. Even though we're taking a break, conversations are happening while you guys are enjoying the video from Will 84, Nothing Beautiful. Thank you again for joining us. Every Monday from 6 to 7 p.m., we have Budah's Lounge, and we try to interview interesting people in the community as well as pillars in the community. The question I left with Carlos before we took a break was, what was I
I think you were talking about pineapples on the pizza.
No, not
Like, what? I don't know, man.
We're talking about cars.
Oh, cars. That's right. You and your flying DeLoreans.
We're talking about flying cars. Yes. It was not flying cars. Anyway, let's get back on track. I wanted to ask you about, I know you gave us a little brief history. You went into the military, came out Marine Corps, has been killing it in the car business. Let me ask you about the service department. I think people forget that when you are a car dealership, they think that you only focus on selling cars, whether it's new or used. Yeah. But I forget a lot of times that you guys have service to help keep our vehicles. Just as a point of reference, this thing with 3 months, changing your oil, I got to ask the question because some people think that it's a ruse, but I got to ask. Yeah. how important is it to keep the maintenance on your vehicle, whether it's an oil change or a transmission fluid, just to keep it in top running condition? Even the tires, the air pressure on the tire, all of that can affect the performance on your vehicle. How important is it to keep your car up to date?
Important. So, I mean, sometimes just changing the oil, that's probably the number one thing on it, right? Keeping good tires is not only just to make sure your car's driving properly, but it's also a safety thing. Just even hitting the snow, or if you need to stop quickly, or you need to handle a turn. I mean, it ties into a lot of things, but being able to maintain your vehicle is pretty important. So now it's funny. So the 3 months, 3,000 mile thing. So that's something that we were taught, right? So it was like 3 months, 3,000 miles. So a lot of these cars, they take a synthetic blend, so you don't have to do it that often. Sometimes it's,
in case you forget. I mean, you still want to change it, but you're talking about like in case you,
Yeah, so a lot of them you can go 5,000 miles before you have to change it. If you do a full synthetic on it, you can go 10,000 miles on it.
Wow.
So
technology, bro, that's crazy. That's the first time I've actually heard that.
Yeah, you don't have to do them that often. It's so your engines are a lot better, your oil's a lot better, so they can maintain them. I mean, your technology in the computers that run the computers, that run the machines, kind of keep track of that. And they'll start to alert you and throw your lights up. And, you know, sometimes people freak out. It's like, oh, what's that? It's like, oh, you got to change your oil. Like,
if I could ask, when it comes to electric and gas, I have heard this conversation about people giving up torque versus fuel efficiency. Is that a problem that they're still trying to solve?
A little bit, yes.
Are we getting better? Are we
It is
getting
a little bit better. So your torque, a lot of your electric vehicles are actually going to have a lot of torque right off the get-go. That's why they're pretty fast.
Yeah.
But you do lack some of the overall torque and strength and power. So if you need to tow something, a lot of those are going to be a little bit more difficult. So Ford does have like their all-electric, their Lightning truck, or their hybrids that do awesome. Like they're built for that. GMC I think has a few too.
Yeah.
So yes, they are getting a lot better. It just depends on kind of what you're needing it for too. So that's where I think the market's going, where you'll have a little bit more of a 50-50 kind of dynamic, where you'll be able to choose between a hybrid, full electric, or just gas powered. So depending on what you need the vehicle for, what suits you the best.
Yeah. Speaking of what suits you the best, I'd love to segue here and make this our business portion of our conversation. My dream here's a Christmas dream I've had, and I haven't told this to my wife, but one of these days when I can afford it, I would love to buy a vehicle for my wife, put a bow on it. You know that scene that you see, that big red bow? I want to do that. People out there there are some people out there that have money that can do that. If there are people out there thinking about buying a new vehicle for their loved one for Christmas, what are the top 3 right now that are at Mitsubishi that you could put a bow on for your loved one, whether it's your husband or your wife? What do you got right now?
You know what that tells me? When I think of any car, anything that you're buying for somebody that you love, put a bow on that thing. That is an awesome gift, right? Because we were talking a little bit about this, I think, off camera. It's like, well, what's the next big thing that's like a really big thing in people's lives, right? You have your home. You're at home, that's home. There's not much to be said, but I think everybody can understand what I mean by that. The next best thing, your car. What do you need your car for? To get to work, to get your kids to school, pick them up from school, get them to the doctors, go to the grocery store, take that road trip. There's a lot of really important things, right? And you want to be safe in your vehicle too, so anything. But if you're talking about flash, right? I mean, we got anything from a Porsche Panamera. You got one that's sitting there it's like $40,000. I mean, that thing is ridiculously awesome. PHEV Outlanders. I mean, you get anywhere from your base trim still has all the options on it, to your higher trim. You have your sunroofs, your leather, all your tech, your heads-up displays. It has too many features. You'll still be learning what the buttons do like a year or two later.
Yeah.
They have that much stuff into it. So those are beautiful cars. If you need something maybe not the third row like that one, there's the Cross. You can go with the Outlander Sport.
Do you still have the mustard? The mustard
man,
color? Somebody bought it?
Yeah,
oh,
somebody bought that thing. Yeah.
Bro, yes, we sold it. I remember that thing the first day we went up the lawn. Bro, if y'all could get rid of this right here.
I think it's like just a few days after that. Yeah, somebody's like, I came in just for that one. We're like,
yeah, gas mileage and everything. Bro, that was a badass car, seriously.
You know what's crazy with those? So they don't make the Mirages anymore.
Right.
And now that we don't have them, we've had more people asking for them. And it's like,
of course.
It's like, well, they're not here anymore. It's like, we told you those were rare. Those were like the last of its kind. But yeah, now they're gone.
Well, again, that would be a Christmas wish that's down the road for some long time. Again, part of this is giving your flowers, and so people can get to know you. Because we are heading into the Christmas holiday, I gotta ask, what's one of your favorite holiday traditions with your family, or whether it's American or your own tradition from where you guys grew up?
Well, I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in my culture, right? Really in particular with Christmas. Christmas is just awesome. I just love the feeling of it. So I mean, everything about it. So I wouldn't say like there's a favorite thing about it, but I think my favorite thing about it is it pulls something from people's souls in a way, right? It's like people are just take the edge off a little bit. And you're like, hey, you know what? That's cool. I'm going to get you this, right? I see more and more people just being more giving, obviously, in that sense. When it's like, even though we kind of forget what Christmas is really about, it brings up like, the shopping and all this stuff. But it's like, but at the same time, it's bringing something up people want to give. That's kind of like their way of showing love in a sense. It's like, hey, you know what? You needed some new shoes? I got you. Here's your new shoes, or whatever it is. So that to me is probably why I love the whole season.
Well, it shows because it's not just you. It does start from the top, but everybody on your staff, and I would say Chatterbox because we know Chatter. He's good, but he's not in the office.
By the way, Chatterbox, man, that dude is a chatterbox.
He really embodies his name, but he's a good guy. I'm telling you, he knows things about cars. And he's a good person to talk to. Seriously, you got to go check him out over there at Salt Lake Mitsubishi. But if you wouldn't mind, so I want to ask you about, because you started off in the business early, selling cars. Two things I'd love to ask you about. What was the first car you sold? Do you remember that first sale? And then if you wouldn't mind, actually, let's take a break. Can we take a break? Can we take one more break? Okay. Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll start with that.
All right.
What was the first car you ever sold? Do you remember that car? Do you remember who you sold it to?
I do still remember the
And
people.
what was that like? And then, again, we're getting to know Carlos. He is our partner, my man down from Salt Lake Mitsubishi, 3734 South State Street. Don't move a muscle. Enjoy the music video, and we'll be right back.
Don't I want a lot for Christmas? There is just one thing I need. I don't care about them presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true. All I want for Christmas is you. Christmas, I want to even wish for snow. I'm just gonna keep on waiting underneath the mistletoe. I will make a list and send it to the North Pole for Saint Nick. I won't even stay awake to hear the magic reindeer click. I just want you here tonight, holding on to me so tight. What more can I?
Welcome back. What were we talking about? We're talking about all kinds of stuff. I forgot. What was the last question I asked you? I apologize.
Oh, do I remember?
Oh, your first. Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back into Budah's Lounge. My guest tonight is Carlos Ojeda. He is with Salt Lake Mitsubishi, the man at the top. Yes. But yes, thank you for reminding. It's because that experience has got to be the generator of everything else, because that feeling resonates with you. So please, Carlos, take us back to the very first time you sold a car. Do you remember who you sold it to? What kind of car was it? Give us a happy memory.
I do, and I remember so it was my first day on the job. So I showed up, got there like at 8:30 in the morning. My GM was standing out front. I was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Whatever else. So I just sitting there, just kind of talked to him, just not even anything about the business. So we're just kind of just trying to get to know each other a little bit. Here comes this couple comes pulling up, and I was like, oh, hey, go talk to him. I'm like, what do I say? I'm like, go say hello. I'm like, everybody that's ever been in the kind of car industry kind of understands kind of like, hey, that's your training. Like, go talk, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, right. So I run out there. Hey guys, go talk to them. So it was a couple. So that I've actually, let's see, they've bought, I want to say 5 or 6 cars from me now.
Over the year, they kept coming repeat customers. Hey,
so the times there was a couple, so they were pregnant with their first kid, and they were just like, "Hey, we got this car is basically like falling apart." And I'm just asking them questions, and this kind of really ties back to a lot of like just figuring out how to problem solve. Right? Problem like, "Hey, we got this issue, that issue," and they were just like up front. And I'm like, "I don't know what to do with this info," right? So I'm just like, "Okay, like, well, what do you need?" They're like, "Well, we just need something safe for the family. We got the baby coming and stuff." I'm like, "Okay, cool." Anyway, it was a Chevy Malibu. A white one.
Wow.
With tan interior. So there's been a lot of those coming around now. But so they kept that for a little bit, and they traded that one in, and then got an SUV. Something. Yeah, they're on car number 6.
Look at that. They stay with you, man. That's good. When you have a good experience, they come back. They bring their kids. I mean, I love that for you, bro. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that.
But yeah, it's fun. So tying back into what we're saying, like, it's all about like taking the step back and realizing you're just helping people.
Is it oversimplifying it by saying it's you're not just a people person? What is it? You care. You have to have some level of caring about somebody to hear what they're looking for, their problem.
Yeah, and people can sense that, right?
Yeah.
So we were talking about it a little bit off camera where you go into a dealership, you have so many questions, you don't know what to expect, you don't know if they're lying to you, you don't know. There's just a lot of unknowns, right? So you go into it a little bit uncomfortable. So when you can go somewhere and be like, hey, look, you can just like lay it all out. Like, I need this. These are my issues. Or I don't have these. I got X, Y, Z, whatever's going on with it. And it's just, people can sense that if you're generally trying to help them.
Yeah.
If you're generally just trying to make a sale, like that translates into how you treat them, how you talk to them.
So how about that? How about maybe 3 pieces of advice for potential buyers? They're going to come in. I mean, obviously, I'm asking for tips that can help him if they go to any dealership, but we want them to come to Salt Lake Mitsubishi.
You go to any dealership.
What are the
so it's not
key
Salt Lake
points?
Mitsubishi at first. You just walk in there and be like, man, you guys stink. I'm leaving. I'm going to Salt Lake Mitsubishi. Right? That's the best way you can do. No, I mean, I get it. There's other good people out there too. So,
but what just some tips like. Should I have a credit report? Should I have enough money, or should I shop a couple of days? Should I compare, or should I go to some place that I trust, or find somebody I trust that's been to a place that they trust?
I would say that's your number one.
Okay.
Because if you're walking into somebody they don't know you, you don't know them, they're going to ask you questions. And again, there's some good people out there, but to kind of get rid of a lot of those things, and why you would be wondering what these questions are is because you probably have those questions already. It's like, well, how do I trust it? How do I make sure I get a good deal? How do I make sure I get a good number on my trade? So first off is like, we'll go to somewhere that actually cares about you, that generally just wants to help you, that will be fair, that isn't going to just try to put a car deal together just because. That is a big part of it. And I think that's a big reason why, I don't know, I think we told you a little bit. So we just barely acquired this store officially. 2 months ago, a month and a half ago. Mm-hmm. So we've been going through that transition a few months prior to that. So now we're kind of finally there. But that's one of my biggest goals, is to be fair. We go out, we spend a lot of time trying to find these unique buys to be able to get a good deal on something so that we can help somebody else down the road, because there's all kinds of different situations, right? Everybody wants to get a good deal. So if I can go find one, I'm not just going to go mark it up X amount of dollars just because I can. It's like, hey, look, this is what I need just so we can stay in business and to pay my guys and do all this stuff. So people can get a good, fair deal on it.
I'm hearing from you is that it's not worth a couple of bucks to not have a repeat sale or have even a good relationship with your customer.
No, because I want you guys to come back again.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to stay in business. That's how I'm going to build a business. That's how I'm going to feed the guys that are there busting their butt selling the cars, right? So they need the volume on it. So it's not all about the money, right? So a lot of places it's just, it's business. You think it's like, it's about the money. It's about the money. It's really not, right? So if you take a step back, you do things the right way, I take care of you, you're going to take care of me by sending your friends and family, and they're going to come in knowing that they can trust it. And it's like, I'm going to be fair. I'm going to just work the numbers the best way that I can, and just run your business that way and build.
And if I haven't said it already, Salt Lake Mitsubishi 3734 South State Street is the official car dealership of the Big Budah brand and the Buddha's Lounge podcast and Everyday People. See?
There you
And if y'all trust me, because I've been on TV for 20-something years, then go down there and buy your car. Yep. Ask for my man Carlos in Chatterbox. I'm telling you, you will have the best experience ever. I've seen it with my eyes. I'm there. We're there all the time. Yes, full disclosure, we are an extension of Salt Lake Mitsubishi, but if I can be honest, but if I can be honest though, every experience I've seen it. I've sat back and I saw the men and women who work for you interact. It doesn't even look like they're salespeople. It looks like they're just at a party because they're helping. They're pressing the flesh. They're genuine. That's the word I was looking for. They're very genuine, polite, very, very nice. I like hanging out over there. Seriously. So thank you for.
We have fun when you guys are there.
Good
too.
training, man.
But no, it's good. And that's just the reality of what we're trying to create. Trying to change that culture a little bit.
And if you don't believe us, you got to prove it to yourself. Stop by on December 13th at Devotion Championship Wrestling, where you can see because we're sponsoring that, and also the 20th, 13th 801 Takeoff at One Love. Salt Lake Mitsubishi is also sponsoring that, and then the Santa Picture Day on the 20th. Come to any of those dates, and then you'll feel what we feel. In closing, before we plug the business one more time, we'd like to have some fun with some funny questions. I usually ask guests about a fruit. If you were a fruit, what kind of fruit would you be and why? But since you're a car guy, what kind of car would you be if you were to be a car and why?
Man, one of those like big transit vans where you just carry people and like take them on trips. Just the stories that you would hear.
Wait, the creepy man van?
No, man, not the creepy man van. I'm talking about like
Sorry.
one that
Sorry, I heard van, bro. Sorry.
I'm talking about like a transport van. Like,
Got you. Sorry.
Like a 60 passenger van where you're taking people.
My bad, bro. Sorry. For people to sit, there's windows, right?
There's windows.
Okay,
right?
okay,
they're
sorry.
taking you and a group of people out to St. George or taking you to the camp.
Wait, you're a tour guide? Are you a tour guide?
Sure, man. I just want to hear the stories people tell, man. It would never get old.
I got you. Okay, my man. Salt Lake City Mitsubishi. SaltLakeMitsubishi.com is the web address. 3734 South State Street. Any words in closing for this holiday season for our viewing audience? What would you like to say as we close out?
Man, don't remember. People are just people, right? Be nice, be kind to one another. Like it all comes back tenfold. Your day could be rough. Show somebody some love. I guarantee you that love's going to come back to you, and then things just change.
Anybody, family, friends that you'd like to thank? Shout out. Any shout outs you'd like to close out with?
Yeah, wife and kids. I mean, they got to sacrifice with me putting in the work to do it. They know it's a passion that I do. They know that I enjoy putting the work in, but it's not just about the work. It's about the results that we get out of it. So they take a lot of the stuff at home. So give out a shout out and some love to them for sure.
Yeah. My man, we're so appreciative of this partnership.
Appreciate
you for being a great guy. And I'm telling you, you could feel it if you go to the dealership and talk to these guys. Thank you so much. That's our time. That's our show. We'll be back on again Friday morning with Everyday People, Pacifica chapter. Next week, we're going to have Shane England on from The Plug with Kinda Curious. But we're going to take you out with Kimmy Minor, Christmas in Hawaii. Holler at my boy Carlos, Chatterbox. What are some other names? I don't want the guys to feel like I'm leaving everybody out. What are some other names?
The Gold Standard, Easton. Let's see who else we got. We got Charlie Boy.
The two Charlies.
The two Charlie. Well, we call him Charlie the Goat because he has like the beard that looks like a goat. Actually, no, he just shaved it because we were making fun of him for it. The Llama Boys with they got those goofy haircuts.
Yeah. Well, thank you again for coming on, brother. Thank you so much. Drive home safely. That's our time. Enjoy Kimmy Minor. Okay. Have a good one. Bye.
Cool breeze with sand under your feet. Santa, leave your sleigh. Reindeer need a break. Let's start the holiday. Christmas in Hawaii. Presents under a coconut tree. Santa knows where to find me. On the beach with Ohana surfing. E kani mai, kani kani yeah. Hear them ring. Christmas in Hawaii, hear the island melody calling. A rainbow paradise. Paradise is waiting for you. Aloha every day, shakas all the way, let's cruise. Grab your shades and leave your worries all behind. Santa's on his way, canoe ride on the waves, a happy holiday. Christmas in Hawaii, presents under a coconut tree. Santa knows where to find me, on the beach with Ohana surfing at Kanimai.